Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Move Me Back series. My name is Della, also known as Natural Ghana Girl. And today I'm here with Mark Anthony. Do you say Anthony or Anthony?
Anthony.
Anthony, okay. God, I asked, okay? Okay, so tell me, are you Ghanaian?
Negative. No, I am not.
You are not Ghanaian?
Not even close.
Do you know that this is Ghana?
Yes, I'm aware of where I landed, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what are you doing in Ghana?
What am I doing? I'm living.
Yeah,
okay.
So you've moved here full-time?
Yes.
Full-time?
I am here. No more America.
Really?
No, I am done. I escaped.
Wow.
I made it. But yes, I live here. I still work remote. So I still have my career over there for now. But we have plans to do a lot of things here in Ghana. So I'm just happy that I can be here amongst the people. And it has been a great experience so far. Yeah,
okay, so how long have you been here?
About a month and a half.
Oh, so you're really fresh.
Yes.
He's really fresh.
Fresh off the plane, not off the boat. But
still got a plane smell on him, Okay, so had you been to Ghana before having moved here?
No.
Oh my gosh, what?
No, I researched it though for a very long time.
What?
It wasn't just like I woke up and was like, move to Ghana. I looked at Ghana for roughly about a year, and then I did a deep dive 6 months, for about 6 months.
Right.
Looking at the political sphere, economics, business, citizenship, all of that.
Wow.
Even if I can bring my weapons over here. Because Americans, you know.
I know, it's a thing, right?
Yes, you already know. So
I've heard lots of people are like, oh my gosh, I have to leave my gun.
Because they're our babies, man.
Right.
Like, it's our freedom.
Gosh.
Like we want those. So I talk to some people and I can do that. But no, I'm a planner. So I don't just do stuff.
Right.
Everything has to be systematic. So I planned it out. This was the best place compared to Nigeria, compared to South Africa and lots of other areas. Ghana was the best fit for me personally.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I think one thing I've realized, just having interviewed so many people, especially those that are from America, is that a lot of them have the guts to actually just move here without even having visited. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad. It's a scary thing, I think, for me when I look at it. It's a scary thing. But you guys just have some boldness about you that you just take that step. Like I know people who are Ghanaian and cannot even move here. They just...
Really?
Yeah, they just won't do it. I'm like, but you're Ghanaian, you have Ghanaian blood running through your veins and you still can't make them. So I guess I do admire it when you can take such a bold step like that.
Yeah, a part of it, and I don't know if I can't speak for Americans in general, but part of it is I had a different school every single year. Right, so my mother served in the army and we were living all over the country of America and then in different countries in the world, right? So for me, moving, which is another thing, like going to a new place, exploring something, is like, okay, I did that most of my youth. So this was nothing. And then I served as well in the Marine Corps. So when I served, I saw different countries as well. So moving here was just another thing. And everyone kept telling, oh, this is a big move. Are you nervous? I was like, no, I had to do this like just a year ago or 2 years, right? So that I think is what gave me the reassurance that everything will be okay. Right? I've always had to make new friends. So every year it's like, hey, I'm a new kid in school. I get it. Don't get to know me though. I'm about to leave. You know, so, and then I have the chance to restart. So if I didn't do something right that year, like the next school, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be real cool this time. So I always had that opportunity. So this was kind of just reinforcing that when I moved here. But Americans, I think as a whole, just are risk takers.
I feel like, especially compared to the Brits, I feel like Americans definitely take more risk. Definitely more out there.
It's a cultural thing. It's an American thing.
I get it. So has Ghana lived up to your expectations so far?
100%.
Really?
Yes, everything. But remember, everything I researched, I was like, okay, that's for me.
Right.
So even landing here, just how friendly people are, willing to help, was just what I saw online, and it just reflected that. From a living standpoint, it's the same thing.
Okay.
You have your fancy areas, which I don't know if your audience knows this. But you know, when you leave America, you can come here and places do feel like America. You got Accra Mall and C Mall. Like you got your, if you want to go to a place that has You know what I'm saying?
But you have to be able to support that lifestyle, though. You
Yes.
can do all those
Yes.
bougie things, but
Yes.
you just have to be able to support it.
The plan, right? That's why I
That's
said
it.
the plan, right? So I
the
still have
plan.
I didn't give up my salary now.
Right, yeah.
I didn't
He wasn't
give
going
up-
that far.
No, I didn't give up my American salary. I just moved locations.
right.
So I still make the same amount of money in America, just here. So I would say, yeah, if you have a plan, just make sure you can sustain your revenue stream, right?
Yeah.
Your American dollar revenue stream.
Absolutely.
When you live here, so that you can continue to live like an American in Ghana, because it is still very expensive. That part I wasn't aware of for the area that I live in.
Right.
So I looked at the living situations, but not necessarily that how expensive the rent might be. I didn't concern myself with that just because of the amount of money that I make. I said, well, if I can live in America, I can live just about anywhere in the world, right? Just how much the mortgages and the rents have increased in America, I just knew it would be okay. But then when I got here, I realized, oh, y'all charge just like America.
Dollars.
Like the condos are the condos are just as okay. Got it, noted. So I can still afford that given my salary. But for those who think they can come here and live cheaper, you will have to be succumb to like the area that is cheaper, which may not be ideal for Americans.
Yeah, so you'd say the area, the amount of money that you make will dictate the area that you can live in.
100%. Yeah, and then the kind of lifestyle that you want, right?
Yeah.
So if you want the indoor pool or any of that stuff attached to your building, you will have to pay those American prices for like the condos, right? But if you just want a simple life, right? And I mentioned Insawam, that's way out there though.
It's way out
that's
there.
in the bush, like you know what I'm saying. There's nothing out there but bush, okay? You know, no roads paved, nothing. You will have to know that that's a thing, right? It's cheaper. It's like maybe I think one of my colleagues told me when he moved here, he lived in an apartment that was closer to Insawam than here. Still had roads and hotels and things, but it was really cheap. He paid $1,500 for the year.
For the year,
For the
dollars.
year. Yes.
For the year, the whole year.
The whole year.
Oh my God.
But again, very simple living. Okay.
Right.
There was a lady who would come, take your laundry. They, do it, hang it out, and you had internet, but it's not like high speed internet. Like it's
like dial up, like
very old school, but it's $1,500 though, right? And it's a decent area. It's not too far gone, but it's not as nice as people would think it is, right? Or be able to be comfortable with if you want those American efficiencies. It's not that. So I think people need to do a lot of research. Right? Have a plan, know what kind of lifestyle you want, and then find the area that fits that. I think that's what would help prevent some frustration with Americans. Y'all coming over here thinking it's gonna be sweet because it's cheaper. You lose a lot. For sure.
Absolutely. I think what you said is absolutely amazing, because what I found is either you have to be coming here with a lot of money in your pocket, or you have to be willing to compromise on a lot of things and start at a lower level to what you're used to. And then as you get more adjusted to the system, then you can work your way up. That's the best way to do it. But I find that if you've come here and you've started up here, once you start dropping like this, it becomes very difficult for you to handle it, and you're more likely to go back because you can't sustain
the frustration,
being up here and then having gone down. It just doesn't make sense. So I'd say if you're coming, start here and then work your way up. It's much more easier that way, doing it that
100%. And just have a plan. Like I think most people just need a plan when they come here. I think the majority of the frustration is the expectation, right? You think, oh, Africa is not as well developed. I can get a nice place for cheap because of the perception that Americans have of the continent as a whole, right? They don't, even on YouTube when I would comment, I showed them what to Google, because you can't attach pictures to comments. So I was like, hey, Google continents, Google, Osu, Isla Ghana, like Google these places. And they were like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I was like, now be prepared to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So to your point, it's just, I think that if people have an expectation that is lower and they start there, they can network. You can even find people that will be willing to give you a lower rate at certain places to live. So it is about networking and getting here and then building your base, and then you can start to get through the system a little bit cheaper, more affordable.
So did you know people before you moved here? Did you make friends?
So it's interesting. I knew no one here.
Okay.
When I was researching Ghana.
Okay.
The way it started is I said, you know, I'm just gonna move. I don't need to know anybody. That's just how I operate, right?
Okay.
I was taking the trash out at my building. I'm closing on a building right now, real estate properties. Hopefully it sells by Friday, tomorrow.
Okay.
It closes by Friday. But when I was walking out, my neighbor, his wife was coming out the back door. And she said, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. I thought something was wrong. I was going to call the cops to make sure to do a wellness check. And I was like, oh, no, I'm okay. I was just a bit recluse, just getting my life in order to get ready to leave the country. And she asked me, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm moving to Ghana. And she's like, oh, no way. And I said, yeah, I'm leaving. And she's like, my husband just got back today from Ghana.
Really?
And he's Ghanaian. So she was like, let me go tell him you're going to Ghana because we're also looking to sell some land there, right? So she goes in and tells him, and they invite me over that night to look at the indenture and all of the paperwork that they have for the land.
Right.
And when I sit down, he goes, dude, this is so crazy because I just landed from Ghana. My wife walks in and is like, hey, your neighbor is moving to Ghana. We have land to sell. He's looking to buy. And then it just synced up, right? Yeah. And it's been like that ever since.
Wow.
From meeting like the colonels at the defense ministry, all these people that I'm coming in contact with, it's been very like easy and no, I haven't faced any resistance in even getting here, right? So we looked at the land, which is in Baoleshi. I don't know if you know Baoleshi. Okay. And that's where they have their land at.
Okay.
I'm still gonna buy in Sawan from my place, but Baoleshi is where I might buy for like Airbnb or something over there to start. But when we met, he was just so excited because he had just landed that day. He's like, you're leaving, and I was leaving in 2 weeks.
Ghana, Ghana
So
mode.
he made sure that I was set up. Really nice. He has his brother-in-law is an immigration officer. So so when I landed,
you had all the connects without even trying. Like, what?
So when I landed, I got my Ghana card in 2 weeks. Like the second week I was here, he took me in 2 hours. Boom, Ghana card's like done, right? So we did that. It was really great. And then I was able to get my MTN, my number, and all that good stuff. And then the whole business registration stuff, like all this stuff is just, I have connections everywhere now.
I'm gonna have to come to you, man.
Like, So
hook me up.
I will tell you about the location. When we do our grand opening for our first retail spot, we got the location yesterday, day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, you got here yesterday. Day before yesterday, we got the retail spot. Man. Yes, we have a 3-month timeline to get up this location.
Start from the beginning. What is this business? What is it?
So we have it's a 3 business kind of approach that we're doing here. The first one is just, it's not the right term, but it's like a money grab. Okay. So it's a pet supply store for a lot of the expats and Americans, Europeans who come here with their cats and their dog. And you know how. Yeah. You know how I gotta treat like a little baby on my shoulder and a little pet bag and the little shoe booties for the.
Okay.
Listen,
so you're gonna have all of that stuff.
All of this is gonna be there, right? We're gonna have actually a little pet playpen that's gonna be outside. It's gonna be gated, kind of like the front of this building, how it looks with the fake grass and the plants and things in the gates. We're gonna have that for the retail space. Okay. So that people come, they can sit. We'll have a little cafe, just like the kind of one you saw here, right? They'll have free Wi-Fi and they can have their dogs play with each other and socialize in the front area. But the store will be just pet supplies. All the cool little fancy supplies, some food here and there. And we're going to scale that. So that will be the first kind of spot. We'll have Instagrammable like walls and stuff where people can hold their pets and have all the little flowers. It's going to be cool. What we'll do is take that as our main staple store, right? Use that to kind of spread the word about how cool this experience is. The next door, we were already talking to a couple of universities to hire veterinarians right out of school. But also while they're in school, we'll give them college credit for internships. Right. So we'll have a second location will be much larger. We'll have a doggy hotel. All right. We will have veterinarians, grooming, all this good stuff. And then we'll even have birthday parties for the dogs. So they'll So when I because they do it in America. So they have PetSmart, Petco, and what they do is they have when my dog was around, we would drop her off and we'd travel. and they would have the doggy hotel, but they would have birthdays. So they put the little birthday hats on, they have doggy ice cream and little doggy cakes that they can eat, and they would have birthday parties together, right? So that's what I want to bring here for a lot of the Americans, Europeans, Spanish people that we have here.
Okay, so I'm not really an animal person, but that just what makes you think the dog is interested in having a birthday party?
They don't know what's going on. They just know. They just know
for
it's
you,
sweets
the owners.
and ice cream. Yeah, they just know it's just some sweet stuff that tastes good, and they get to run around and
Right.
So, but they don't know what's going. They don't know they got a birthday party hat on or anything like that.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, but could you imagine Instagram though blowing up with these pet birthday parties, right? So I'm in advertising, so I'm just playing on.
You're in advertising?
Yeah, we can talk about that when we get there.
Okay.
But what I do, right? But the that's just something that I know will be very popular for the audience here and the people that have the money.
Right.
The disposable income.
That's
right?
the important part. I was actually going to ask
So
about that.
we already have that base mapped out. I can talk about the AAAG and how we're going to connect to these people through my advertising prowess. But beyond that, that's the first company, just a pet supply store, and we'll scale that to veterinarian, visits and things like that. The second company is very important and dear to me because that's our transition company.
Okay.
And we spoke to a number of organizations here that deal with HR, job placement.
Right.
I have the Immigration Officer Connect, so we'll work with immigration here to help African Americans or just anyone really not from the continent of Africa transition in to bring more opportunity, more money economically, right? Improving that. And then just to help individuals get rid of what they're dealing with in their current situation.
Right.
As we all know, some of the first world countries aren't doing so well right now. So that company, we're going to get to present to the African American Association of Ghana, AAAG, and the hope is that they can invest in this transition company in order to get those people over here. And we'll have a tier system. So the first tier is just getting you here. As we'll help you plan that out.
Yeah.
We'll have the steps for immigration. We'll have the steps for, residential, things like that. I already have management companies that can work out placing people.
Right.
The second tier will be the actual job placement portion. Like, okay, you want to get here. We got that taken care of now. Do you want to work here? We'll help establish that. The third tier is like business. So, okay, you want to get here. You want to have a permit here, cool, establish your business, register that, and then, retail spaces, things like that. And I'm going through it myself. So I've already gone through immigration. I've already gone through the permit process, retail, work. Like so I want to make sure that I'm going through something so that I know where the gaps are, where the issues are, and we can fix that for them. And the third company, last, okay,
just before you hit the third company, let me ask you a question. So obviously you've been here a month and a half.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
What makes you think that you can step into that field so soon after having only been here a month and a half?
It's the system is the same. No matter where you are in the world, business is business. You may have to grease some palms here, but you also had to do that in America. It's not a thing.
Okay.
The one thing you have to understand is just the cultural nuances when you're doing business, right?
I'm glad that you're aware of that.
Yeah, your customer base, how they do things in Ghana. Right? I'm not gonna get into that, but
I know what you just said. The way you said it says everything. We all need to know.
Yeah. So it's like how you do things. So I understood that pretty quickly. Again, my neighbor was Ghanaian. He hooked me up with like just what it's like to buy land here and how that could work, the legalities of that, scamming, etc. My bank also let me know about issues here and doing banking here. Yeah. So like I told you, I'm a planner. I'm really quick with this stuff too. So I've had startups in America. I've done pitch competitions, all that good stuff in the tech space. Yeah, I did all that. So now I'm here and I'm just using the same process. You register your company with the state, right? You find some people who are interested in it, investors who may want to help you, partners, things like that. And then you establish your customer base and just make sure that the consumer pool will be there. Right. Pretty simple stuff. And all the businesses that I have are coming from, her name is, I'm just gonna say Empress. We call her Empress. Okay. But she's hooking me up with this information. She's like, you need this business first because of this. You need this business next and right? So the third business is the private security company. Okay. I will personally train all of our employees of how to provide security to these individuals. Again, I was a Marine Corps martial arts instructor in the Marine Corps. So Yes. So I
Hey.
can teach people how to do some crazy stuff.
Really?
Okay? Yeah, yeah. And the
Okay.
guns will have to provide the security, the vehicles, and all of that. That's the third company, again, the transition company. And then we'll have the private security to be able to provide that service
Right.
to the people transitioning here. Whether they be corporate executives, individuals like that, right? Now, the last business that's the furthest out is a train company. I really want to establish, I know you all had one before, okay, here,
Okay.
but it wasn't ran well, you know, money stuff, all that good jazz. But it will be nice to just start with a train that goes from Kumasi to Accra, right? And I think it's like a 4-hour drive or something like that, 4 or 5 hour drive to Kumasi. But I know that people live in Kumasi who want to work in Accra, but they don't want to live here. So I said, okay, what if we just had a train that would run in the morning to get people here and run at night to get them home? And we start there.
That's a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
A massive undertaking. Like, I feel like people have come and tried to do these big things and had their dreams killed right in front of their eyes. And like, I just want, like, you understand what you're heading into. Like, yeah.
That's why we're talking with a pet supply store.
I don't want to kill your dream because I don't believe in that. I believe if someone wants to do something, I've never done it, so I can't say you can't do this. I'm not one of those people. But I just want to know, are you aware of the task ahead of you
100%.
of doing something? So I respect you for that.
Yeah, that's why we're starting with a pet supply store. We'll that's easy.
It's going one step at a time.
Yeah, buy some toys, throw it in the building. Like, y'all want to buy this? Like, that's real easy to do, right? That the train is further out, but I'm already making the connections to make it easier. Right. I've already told you about some of the people I've already met, and some people I'm meeting in the Ministry of Interior, like, and then the Lands Commission. What you have to realize is it's the network that you have that will make it easier.
Absolutely.
I think people come here thinking they have money and they can do it.
Oh, that doesn't.
That's not the way. Because technically, and I want your audience to know, you don't need a lot of money to be here. You don't need a lot of money to come here, and you don't need a lot of money to start businesses here. That's not the play.
Yeah.
The play is the people, making the connections with the people, and they make your process easier.
Exactly.
Like even registering the company.
Yeah.
Normally they were, it could take 2 months to register. We don't know. I came in there with the immigration officer, and he knew the lady through a colleague of his, and she was like, tomorrow.
See.
It's not
possible.
It's not difficult.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you're personable. Your interpersonal skills got to be on point. If you want to come here and do something, y'all, you gotta really be either a nice person or pretend to be. Okay, and be really good at it. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's all you really need. And I noticed that no matter what I attempted to do, who I attempted to meet, as long as I was nice and respectable, they were willing to help. And then they know what I'm doing here is good for Ghana. I'm not here to make money for myself.
Yeah.
My goal is to hire people. The pet supply, you're gonna hear about it. We're gonna have 30 locations across Ghana. And then I want to move to like Nigeria and South Cape Town or South Africa. But I want to have so many locations that we become known as like the pet. I don't know if you guys have PetSmart, Petco, but whatever pet company that's really big.
I'm not into pets. I have no idea about.
Oh, okay. Well, PetSmart and Petco, for your American watchers, they know what that is. So I want to have something here that's just as big as PetSmart that a lot of people can rally behind and work at. Because I told people, and this goes another tangent, but Ghana, people are trying to come to the U.S. Ghanaians are trying to come to the U.S. And that's not the play either. The play is opportunity. What they need is more people to bring opportunity to Ghana, because here is a great structure. You have a good foundation. It's just that you need more opportunity and businesses here that can provide jobs to people. Then those people turn into more payments for things, right? Whether it's like pools or just extravagance. They can afford it because now they have jobs to do so. So that's what I always tell people. Don't leave Ghana. Please, just help me be better. Just help me be better.
But do you not think that if you get a job here in Ghana, your salary is going to be a fraction of what you would be used to back in America?
It depends on what you're doing. Corporate, because again, and y'all got to know this. Y'all who've never been to Ghana, there are BMWs here. I just saw a Lamborghini the other day. Like, they're look, don't believe that bowl of rice. They need $1 to get. Don't believe that. And these are Ghanaians. These are not. So I don't know if it's like their parents had a cart that they would sell food on for 30 years, and then that turned into a restaurant in a corner somewhere, and then they grew that into, I don't know what the generational kind of start was, but there are a lot of people who are very successful that live here, and there's a lot of them. It's not like, oh, well, that's just one. No. There's a lot of business people, a lot of corporate banking, whatever it may be, advertising, radio stations. Like, there's a lot of people that do stuff here. So I think it depends on the industry you're playing in. The overall net of it is, there needs to just be more opportunity and job creation here, and then based on the performance of the organization dictates how much people get paid. My money would primarily come from expats, like American, European, Spanish, whatever. Okay. And they have the what I will charge them. Okay, they will be able to afford it, and then I'll be able to pay my employees more than the average retail worker. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And people will hear about this as we go to create these businesses, but I'm not looking for profit here. I'm looking to improve the economic structure. My career pays me enough. Like, I can chill out on that.
So you're okay.
Yeah, all of our profits will go into the businesses to scale or to improve people's lives, because then it becomes cyclical. Now it becomes a part of the economy, right? So my financial will come years later, fine, but the economy will start to improve. That's where my head is at.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna have any difficulty.
Okay.
No, it will not be difficult.
I like that. So the business is more or less going to run itself. You don't need to necessarily produce an income from that business because you have what you have already.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I plan on working for a long time.
I think, yes. I think that's really good, because that will definitely give you some type of head start, because I think if you were to solely be relying on those businesses, it's almost like that period of where you're still trying to promote the business and getting people made aware about what you're doing. That's the part that people struggle with, because they need money now. And because you don't need that money right now, it's not going to be so much of a problem for you. So
100%.
That's good. So tell me about, how have you found Ghana? Like, the heat, does the heat disturb you?
No. So in Afghanistan, that was hot. It was like 120 degrees, 130 degrees, like, and then the sun was like right here.
Right.
We were best friends. I talked to the sun, like, yo, bro, why you so hot, bro? Like, it's always right here.
Step back.
Yeah, it's right, and the elevation is a lot higher too. So in Afghanistan, the elevation, so you're closer to the sun, which is devastating. But here, I think and I was talking to her earlier about this, is it's the power of the sun. The heat is not the problem. It's like the sun is so strong. Yeah. And I was told by her earlier that it's the lack of pollution in the atmosphere preventing the sun, rays from getting down in America and other first world countries where there's a lot of things in the atmosphere. We don't have that here, right? So due to the lack of the air pollution, the sun is just like, yo, we beaming down on all y'all. Yeah. So I think it's the power of, y'all gotta understand the power of the sun. It's not the heat. Yeah. I haven't experienced hot yet. I'm like, oh, this is mild, this is okay. But when I put my hand in the sun, it's like boom, like, hey, and then you can tell by the tan, I'm like, I'm jealous here. But like that, I'm like, hey, I was only out here for 15 minutes. So the sun is very strong. That's gonna take some getting used to. So and it makes you tired. So when you absorb the UV rays, their body's processing it, so it makes you
I think that's something quicker. That people definitely underestimate. I think a lot of Ghanaians, they tend to move so because the sun does make you tired, and so you can't move as quick as what you're used to. So if not, you just burn out by like 12 o'clock. You'd be like, is it bedtime yet? You know, so you have to kind of work with what you got to pace
yourself. You got to, when you get up, because I was trying to, I told her I almost passed out at the mall because and you gotta eat here, guys. That's why y'all have all this food on the street.
Right.
That's why you gotta eat.
Cup of snack.
Yeah, because I missed. It was just breakfast. I was like, oh, I gotta get to this meeting.
Yeah.
I don't need no breakfast. I'm gonna be alright. So we're walking around. He took me to, because I do my immigration stuff, the car stuff, and all this. We went to the mall to look at phones. So I was like, hey, I need a new phone. Let's go check those out. And we're walking through the mall, and I started to get a little lightheaded. I was like, why am I getting lightheaded? And then I got like tired, and then I started to get weak. And I was like, bro, I think I'm about to pass out. And he was like, did you eat? And I was like, no, I missed breakfast. And he was like, no. And he rushed me to a restaurant. And we
Did you drink water?
Yeah, I was hydrated, but I just didn't eat anything. And so he's like, no, you have to eat. Water is not, you have to always eat. And so that's one thing I also want to tell your audience here is, The food is ridiculous. They have so much. They eat so much. It's like, so really quick.
Yeah. No,
So
go for it.
when I got here, and I had a tour guide through a connection that took me around to show me these different places and individuals. Like, I know a police chief. I met with them as well. But when I first got here, it was like, hey, we're gonna go grab something to eat really quick. And I said, okay, cool. So we go to this spot and they get kebab from the street, right? And we're eating that. I was like, oh, this is really good, which is my favorite thing here, by the way. I've had all the food here, but the kebab, I love the kebab. I swear to God, right after the street, man, I swear to God, I eat that every day.
It's good, right?
But yes, and so we ate that. And so, oh, we got to run over here and meet somebody, da da da. So we go to this other spot and we sit down and he orders us food. And then we get up to go somewhere else. And we get there and I'm full, by the way. I'm like, man, I can't eat anymore, right? Yeah. So we sit down again and he waves his hand. And I'm like, what do you need them for? And so, oh, we're about to eat again. And I was like, what? Like, I have no room. And they're eating though, like full meals. And I'm like, how? Like, I'm American, you know, our portions be large. So I mean, but they're eating 6-7 times in a day, right? But every time we sat, we ate. Wow. So that's one thing I know in Ghana is don't sit down too much with Ghanaians, because when you sit down, you eat. Yeah, when you sit down, you eat. So just stand everywhere you go. You have to, because they all. Anytime my hand goes up, I stand up like, no, I'm all right. I don't need to. Like, can we go? So that's the one thing I would tell your audience is there's a lot of food out here. It's not like you need grocery stores or anything like that. You literally can be driving and just pick something up on the way, water, food, snacks, whatever you want. So it's very convenient. Food is very convenient here, y'all. Just
but you're not scared to eat from like the roadside? Because I know many people
you have to be cautious. You do, because they told me that some of the meats might not be good. So, you know, when they cook it, you know, it might not be healthy for you. I haven't run into that yet. But they did tell me when you find someone you trust, just always go to them.
Right.
When you know their food is good. So I think I did get sick from the food when I just ate on the thing. But I think it's just exploring and figuring it out. Like, you figure it out, you know where to go, who, and then unless you have someone tell you, oh, go here, eat this, etc. But I just want to just overemphasize the access to food. Is a lot. I really want to stress that. Like, your audience cannot believe Africa is poor. Africa doesn't have food. Even in the even in the places where they say it is, it's not that bad. Like, they have food, right? It may not be Red Lobster or STK or some fancy place, but they do have access to food. So I just want to make sure your audience knows that.
So what kind of foods have you tried?
So I had the banku, the fufu. I've had all kind of tilapia made different ways. Like I said, the kebab. I've had stuff I can't even pronounce. Because I don't remember it. So, but I've had everything. I've eaten with my hands. I've had bushmeat. I know that, and that was really good. I haven't even had bushmeat. Yeah, that was really good. Bushmeat. Yeah, he knows what's up. The bushmeat, that was really good. But the kebab is like by far.
That's your favorite. Have you had kelewele?
What does
that
look?
It's the spicy plantain.
Yes. So I had that. Yeah. So again,
and you
I
put
can't
the
pronounce.
kebab above kelewele?
I would, yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I mean, hey, look.
Kelewele is my favorite. Like, what? Kebab's good, but I mean, like, you have to like
eat that. I don't know. Maybe it's the charcoal, like the way they cook it. I don't know. Maybe it's the.
It is good though.
Yes, and I had it all: pork, chicken, beef. Like really? I've had all kind of, and I.
You're adventurous, man.
Yes, I've had the onions on there with the peppers and the weight. Oh my gosh.
I can't. I know I can't go anywhere with you because I'm so fussy. Like.
Hey, just give it to me. If you don't, like, oh no.
Just slide it over, like I'll slide it over.
Like all of it. Yeah,
okay, maybe I just like experiences. Okay.
Yes, I just like the experience of food. I think traveling the world has opened me up to a lot of different kinds of cultures and their food, and I just want more of that. It's just being exposed to it, I think, does it. Now, if you're a picky eater, I get it. You know, some of you all out there may not want to try bush meat. If you know what that, I'm not gonna say what it is, but if someone tells you what that is, you may not want it.
Yes.
But I would say try it first before you deny it, because you just never know what that. Nah, you can't. Nah, have an open mind here. Just whatever you get, just finish it.
Don't follow me. If you follow me, you'll never eat. Trust me.
Just finish it. Anything you get, finish it. Because I say that because culturally, you know.
I know.
Like in Sawam and places where they you know don't always get the nicest food, right? When they make you something, you need to eat it all because it's wasteful. It's wasteful.
Yeah, you do. Eat it all.
Yes. Indeed.
So, okay. So has there been anything about being here that has frustrated you at all? Anything been tough?
I would say the pushiness of people when it comes to like money. People will forcefully try to help you because they know that if they help you, the expectation is that you will pay them something for their service. That and the Ghana time thing.
He took a breath.
Because you know where I'm going with this.
I know.
Like when
go there.
Americans typically, when they pay for something, they expect efficiencies in whatever it is they're paying for.
Right.
If they're paying for services at a restaurant, if they're paying for maintenance in a building, if they're paying for car maintenance, whatever it is, whatever the service is, if I pay you money, I expect you to do it.
Right.
Right? And sometimes they don't have a problem paying for expensive things because they know it will be even better.
Yeah.
The experience.
Right.
Right? So what I realized here is like even if you do pay for something that is a bit expensive or something to ensure that you get a specific kind of service outcome, you may not get it like that day, or it may not be fast because the majority aren't used to working like that.
Right.
So I've had to overcompensate in order to get things done faster, which has been frustrating. So I won't say that the types of companies and buildings and things like that, but that is one thing as an American you would definitely have to get used to, is that even though you pay for something, it may not get done fast enough unless you give more money to make it move faster. So I wish that didn't. I wish that wasn't existent in just about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can get it in certain places. All right, fine, I'll pay for that. But every single thing I do is it requires that. It's like, guys, at what point do you become professional? Right? If you're providing a service, just do it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't need extra incentive to do it, especially coming from America where people get fired for not moving fast, right? Like, this person's paying, get it done. You don't want to get it done, you don't work.
No,
it's that simple.
It's different.
Right? So, it is, but they are improving. I will say, even at this building, certain places you go to, they realize like, okay, this is a business, I need to get it done, right?
Yes.
So they are making, people who recognize who want to improve are making the steps or taking the steps to improve that scenario. But those are the two things is very frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just as a final question, what advice would you give to someone who is in a similar position to you that would like to come to Ghana and doesn't really know where to start? What would you say? They have the bug to want to move.
I would say follow your channel.
Okay.
Plug there.
Smart. I like this guy.
Yeah, follow the channel. But the biggest thing is just research the area first. Find out what's going on in the area politically, socially, economically. Really dig into the details of the area you want to move in, country, whatever, this country, etc. And then after you get all that information together, then you plan based on what you want your expectation to be, right? Just really do a lot of research and then figure out, where do I want to live? How will I make my money? How much do they pay there for this? Like, just really have a plan together and then just execute against the plan.
Okay.
But just make sure, above all else, that you talk to people that live here. As I told Ghanaians who want to move to America, I'm like, talk to Americans. And then ask yourself, why am I here if America is so great? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I make a decent amount of money, why wouldn't I just stay in America and just build businesses there?
Exactly, right.
So they tend to tell me, oh, well, sometimes people say don't go to America because you're trying to stifle their growth or prevent them from coming up in the world. And I'm like, and that's my reply back to them is always, well, why am I here?
Yeah.
Then they be like, they go, well, damn, like yeah, you are American. Why would you come here if America is so great? So then I get into like the economics, right? Inflation, politics, taxation. Yeah. Like I go down the rabbit hole of why America may not be the best place for you if you're looking for certain outcomes, right? And then that they kind of go, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. So my goal is to prevent people from not going to America, but understanding what they're getting into when they go to America. It's like, okay, you're gonna have this, you're gonna experience this. Because really quick, the colonel that I met with, he told me there was a very important man that lived in Ghana, and he was very high up. Like he had a nice IT job, very smart. Everyone thought he was the best thing ever in Ghana. Okay. He told all these people here, I'm going to go to America. I'm going to get a good IT tech job. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to be very important. He moved over there and tried to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. He failed miserably. Okay. What he does now is he caters Ghanaian parties in America. And people here never thought that he would be a cook for catering, not even big events like in big Ghanaian, like his culture events in America. Okay, so and he's struggling. He's barely making any money. Man, so I just want people to know, like, America is not. It was in like the 90s. It was kind of cool, you know, to be in America. But the American dream, even for most Americans, is fleeting. It's not something that is easily accessible for the average person. So I would hate for a Ghanaian to think, oh, I'm going to go to America for a better outcome and then not get that outcome and then be stuck there. Right. You can't even make enough money to get back.
Exactly.
You make a lot, but you got to pay a lot to be there. You won't have.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think
you won't have enough to get back.
That's what people don't. You might make a lot, but you're also going to pay out a lot while you're there. So actually, you're not winning anyway.
Yeah. So just imagine average income is about, what is it? $4,000 or $5,000 a month, average. Taxes is 30% on that. Okay, so they're taking 30% of that off top, and then your rent is about $2,000 a month. So you're sitting around maybe $1,000 and some change. Then you got health insurance, you got your light bill, you got groceries, you got gas, you got a car note. I'm feeling
stressed already.
Like, yeah, so by the time you realize you're $50,000-$60,000 a year, you probably have a few $100s left at the end of the year, right? And you're probably on welfare or something like that. So that's the median income is about $56,000, somewhere around there per household. And then of course you're married and you have different kinds of jobs. You're $200,000, $300,000. But even then, they have multiple cars, they have multiple children. You know, there's other expenses, credit card debt, loans. Like it can get real stupid. So I say stay here, make money online. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
You can make American money online, being in Ghana,
of course,
and then just improve the economy here. And it may take a little bit of time, but I'm telling Ghanaians, you don't know how much freedom you have. Like even having chickens and catching water, you know, rainwater. It's illegal in certain states.
It is in the UK as well.
To catch rainwater, you can't just
belong to you.
You can't put a bucket out there. But like, I'm gonna catch water to water mine.
No.
The FBI will show up. The government will arrest you. You will go. And he laughed. And he's like, what? Like you think America's free? No, you guys have no clue how free America isn't. Like so here. You can have chickens run around. You can grow your crops on your yard and do whatever you want. Be self-sufficient. You can't do that in America.
I remember in the UK when we had like a hose pipe ban. Like you weren't allowed to use your hose pipes, and if you got
in California,
caught,
you couldn't water your grass because of the drought issues. Yes, you get fined and everything.
Oh my gosh, you're bringing it all back now.
So Ghana is great.
We love Ghana, man. Catch that water and bath with it. You know what I'm saying?
Americans, if you can make it here, I promise I will help you. Just come here with whatever you got, and you will be okay. Trust.
I love that. So where can people find you more? Are you on social media at all?
That is a negative. I am not LinkedIn. I mean, Mark Anthony, my name is on LinkedIn, but I'm not on social. I used to have Instagram with like 30,000 followers and all that craziness. No,
really?
I'm not playing.
Cut it off.
I'm not playing that game. No. Okay. So the business, you come here, the business. That's how you find me, through the business. That's it. And through her, she can hook you up.
Contact me. I'll give you his number now. I mean, dishing it out to everybody.
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll be happy to help people. I'll be happy to help.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I feel like our interview could have been so much longer, but I'm aware of the time. So.
Yes. No worries.
But you've been an easy interview.
Appreciate it.
So thank you so much.
Of course.
Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this interview. I have really, really enjoyed it. I always enjoy all my interviews, but I really like this one. But if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutitfafa.